Hello, this is Tony Heller from RealClimateScience.com. Frederick Douglass said, "To suppress free speech is a double wrong. It violates the rights of the hearer as well as those of the speaker. It is just as criminal to rob a man of his right to speak and hear as it would be to rob him of his money." George Washington said, "If the freedom of speech is taken away, then dumb and silent we may be led like sheep to the slaughter." The First Amendment to the U.S. Constitution protects freedom of speech. It's our most fundamental right. I captured this screenshot from the White House website. But as Elon Musk pointed out yesterday, Democrats on the left are trying to destroy free speech in America. Joe Biden said yesterday that Twitter spews lies across the world. That's certainly true, but Joe Biden never commented on Twitter's lies prior to Elon Musk purchasing Twitter this week. Twitter's been spewing lies for a very long time, but it never seemed to bother Joe Biden in the past. Joe Biden also said, "There's no editors anymore in America." There's no editors. How do we expect kids to be able to understand what is at stake? Let's compare Joe Biden's words to those of an actual president. President Kennedy said, "A nation that is afraid to let its people judge the truth and falsehood in an open market is a nation that is afraid of its people." And it's pretty clear from Joe Biden's words that the administration has become exactly what President Kennedy warned America about. Biden is explicitly stating that he does not trust the American people to judge truth from falsehood. Now let's take a look at what it is that Democrats are actually so upset about. Their political survival depends on Twitter censorship.
Has Twitter failed in setting themselves up in the past as the judge of what can go out there? And I would say yes, you have. You failed when you threw the New York Post off of Twitter for talking about Hunter Biden's emails, and it turned out that was a real story.
Right.
You failed.
Big Tech censored the New York Post on the basis that it was Russian disinformation. Joe Biden did the same. On the debate stage, citing 50 former intelligence officials, all of them liars, Biden again called the whole laptop story Russian disinformation.
We are in a situation where we have foreign countries trying to interfere in the outcome of our election. His own national security advisor told him that what is happening with his buddy, his buddy, Rudy Giuliani, he's being used as a Russian pawn. He's being fed information that is Russian, that is not true.
79% of people polled said that truthful coverage of the Hunter Biden laptop story would have changed the 2020 election. Biden's presidency would not exist without Twitter lies and Twitter censorship. Now let's look at his complaints about no editors in America. The mainstream media universally pushed Joe Biden's lies about his son's laptop. Biden's lies were promoted by NBC News. They were promoted by the Associated Press. They were promoted by CNN. Biden's lies were promoted by the Washington Post. CNN promoted Biden's lies over and over again. MSNBC promoted Biden's lies. Over and over again, we heard the same lies from the press about the Hunter Biden laptop. CNN and prominent Democrats colluded together to lie about the laptop. A few months ago, Joe Biden was trying to set up a disinformation governance board. And the person he wanted to put in charge of this board was the same person who was in charge of creating all the lies about Hunter Biden's laptop. Democrats are terrified of free speech because their power is based on a foundation of lies. For Democrats, factual information is misinformation, and misinformation is facts. Frederick Douglass said, "Find out just what any people will quietly submit to, and you have the exact measure of the injustice and wrong which will be imposed on them." It will be very interesting to see what happens next Tuesday on Election Day and in the subsequent days when Democrats continue to increase their vote totals. Toto's been pulling back the curtain on the big lies from Democrats for the past 14 years. You can visit him, Kyrie Caesar, Toki and Upla on the web at realclimatescience.com.